How's it going? I hope everyone is doing well day or night whenever you tune in and see this. So this is going to be a general reading for water sign Cancer. So this is a general reading. It can cover anything like love, work, friends, money. What did I say? Love, work, friends, money, health, etc. Okay, so always take it how it resonates for you if it does. And this is also a timeless reading. So even though the original time in the title says November 24th through January 2nd. For some of you guys, it could resonate a year in the future, a year in the past, 6 months in the past, 6 months in the future, days, weeks, hours, minutes, etc. So hopefully you get what I'm trying to say. All right. And so, yeah, we're going to get into your reading here in just a moment here, Cancer. I've pulled all of your cards ahead of time, and we are covering a longer time period just because of the holidays and my schedule lately. So we are going back a little bit in time, right, to around November 24th. It's not exact. We'll go through, the past basically 4 weeks, and then the next 2 weeks coming up, and the one we're in now to about January 2nd or so, okay? But again, not exact. What else did I want to mention? Oh, yes. If you haven't watched me before, first of all, welcome. And if you're coming back to, welcome back, of course. I do take one photo at the end of all of the cards. If you want to take a look in more closer up detail, you can do that while you watch or listen or just later. So if you're interested in doing that and checking out the photo, all you have to do is click in the description box below. And so yeah, I it. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little sound bell here for just some grounding for the reading and general healing. So if you want to, you can take a deep breath in and out, but you don't have to, of course. And I'll just do this a couple of times just to get grounded and into the reading. Okay, Cancer. All right. So just put this over here. And I did want to say for people who do have any winter holidays, if you've already celebrated or are going to in the future, happy holidays, right? Happy New Year ahead of time and all of that. Hermes wants to say hi. Hold on, guys. This is one of my little creatures. You making your debut, Hermes? You're not sure? You haven't made a debut in a while. You gonna be a good boy for Mammy? Yeah. Okay. All right. I guess he likes the sound though. Or maybe you're a Cancer. I don't know your birthday. You're a rescue. You're a doggy rescue. I don't know. Yes. He's gonna do the reading now, honeys. All right. So since we have two groups of cards here, Cancer, we're going to start with the first group, and then I'll call out the cards, and then we'll go in order here. And then we'll also talk about what's on the top and the bottom of each deck. We're working with two different decks here, and also your confirmation cards as well. And at the very end, we have some oracle cards for you too. Hermes, you have to sit down, baby. I know. You're fine. Yes, I know. Maybe you're a Cancer. I know. All right, so let's call out your cards here, Cancer. You have the Ace of Swords in the reverse position, the Death card in the right side up position, the Nine of Cups right side up, the Princess of Staves in the reverse, the Lovers in reverse, the Wheel of Fortune right side up, the Two of Swords in reverse, the Seven of Cups right side up, and the Nine of Staves or Nine of Wands right side up, okay? And like I said, we'll go in order here in each group. But when we talk about this first row, this is energy starting around November 24th. It's not exact. It can be a little bit before, a little bit after, right? But it's like picking up energy from the recent past. And the recent past is going to be different for everybody. It could be a couple of days ago, a couple of weeks ago, months, years, etc. Okay. But when we start off with this Ace of Swords in the reverse position here, Cancer, this talks about in the recent past, there was some stagnant energy going around. There could have been some type of mental confusion or not enough mental clarity that you normally wanted around your general environment situation. And again, if this isn't your reading, Cancer, it could be the energy person that you're dealing with, you're dealing with multiple people, or your general environment. Kind of have to apply it to your own situation, how and if it resonates, right? That's the other thing I forgot to mention in the beginning of the video. Could be for everyone, right? Of course, because we all have all 12 zodiac signs through each individual birth chart that we have on. So you may resonate, depending on what's going on in your life currently, more with your sun sign, your rising sign, your moon sign. You could be more into your north node or your south node, matters of career, body. You could be looking into Mars. You could be looking into your Venus sign for matters of love. Okay, so it all really depends on what you're looking for and what is currently speaking to you. So that's why I always encourage everyone, if you haven't already, to find out what your other placements are just by Googling it and getting a free birth chart online. So back to your reading here, Cancer. Now, when we start off with this Ace of Swords in the reverse position, like I said, this could be recent past energy, a little bit of stagnant energy where there's a blockage in some way, or there was a false start, I hear, for some of you guys, or something wasn't the right time to start something new, to birth a new project, to start a new phase, something like that, okay? But it doesn't last long because literally your second card here, Cancer, is the Death card in the right side up position. And this is what you want to see, right? So maybe if this was talking about a false start in some way, a false start to a phase or relationship or a job or whatever project, right? This is kind of what you want to see following it because it's clearing away the old, the Death card, and making room for the new, right? And so this also talks about seasons of years, right? And wisdom, right? There's the owl that's flying ahead of or above, right? Not ahead, but yeah, I guess it could be ahead and above of this child here on the beach that's playing with this human skull, which is kind of morbid, right? But we're talking about, seasons of not only the seasons of, summer, winter, spring, fall, but the seasons of being a child to then getting old and then dying, right? And making room for the future generations, okay? So this is also this feeling of the card in your reading here is like this, I'm trying to think of the right way to say it, but not only is it fresh starts, spring cleaning kind of feeling, it also could have something to do with generational shifting of power or control in some way, okay? Or seeing wisdom from a new perspective that you didn't see before in the past with the owl at the top of that card there too, over here. You can see it, okay? But like I said, this is kind of a natural shifting of the energies here if there was a false start in the recent past, okay? But you still have some really good cards coming out here because then look at your third card as well, the Nine of Cups in the right side up position. So this talks about abundance, right? It talks about emotional fulfillment, emotional happiness, contentment. All 9 cups are right side up. Nothing is spilled, no crying over spilled milk or wine or whatever they say, right? Okay, it's also about celebrations. You see this medieval scene here, and all these people are dancing and drinking and playing music, okay? But this is also has an energy to it for some of you guys of leveling up in some way, because 9 in the tarot, 10 being the highest, right? So you could be now ready after you cleared some of that old cobwebs, baggage out of the past, right? To make room for this new growth. And then here it's like you're on that precipice of now moving into this new beginning, this endings, okay? Usually you have to have an ending, of course, before you have a new beginning, but this is really abundant for momentum, positive energy here, Cancer, in this first week that we're talking about around November 24th. So really nice energy. Now, moving forward, there are, a few stumbling blocks here as your next card, because you have the Princess of Staves in the reverse position. So this talks about there could be a little bit of a lack of confidence in this week. And we're talking about the past, right? So November 29th or so, depending on when you're watching this reading, since it is a timeless reading. Okay, but it also for some of you guys could be some issues of loyalty. Okay, because normally when this card is right side up, you see this beautiful Egyptian princess, okay, and she's got her dog next to her. So the dog is that metaphor or symbol for loyalty, okay? But when it's in the reverse position here, Cancer, it could be that some people that normally you would expect to be loyal to you maybe aren't coming through all the way, or you're not being able to be loyal to someone else in some way because you're not possibly all the way in your own power, or they are not all the way in their own power in some way when the princess is reversed here, and it has something to do with confidence, okay, or not just being the right time yet for something to move forward. It could be a little bit, since this Princess of Staves is following the Nine of Cups as well, it could be a little bit of fear of that endings and new beginnings, of leveling up in some way. What does leveling up mean, right? It could be that you are given more responsibility at work, or you reach a higher level commitment in a relationship with friends or family, etc. Okay, so it could be a little bit of I'm not sure, can I trust these people if I make this big change, right? Okay. Now, moving forward, your fifth card here is the Lovers in the reverse position. And it does feel like a little bit like, can I trust these people? Can I trust this this ending and this new beginning, right? Because when the Lovers is in the reverse position, and here we have some Gemini energy, this is the perfect time. Before we get into this, to call out, I forgot the zodiac signs that I see in your reading as far as the major arcana. So, excuse me. We have Death, so that's Scorpio energy. We have Gemini. We have Capricorn. Excuse me. We have Pisces. We have Leo. We have Aries. Oh gosh, we've got a lot of signs here. We have the Wheel of Fortune, so that's Taurus, Leo again, Aquarius, and Scorpio again. So when I mention the zodiac signs, it could be that you are dealing with someone that has a lot of these particular, not all of them, maybe, right? Signs particularly prominent in their chart or in your chart, or it could be something going on with the astrology. I always, say if you are new to my channel, you could always go back to the astrology notes for this time period, and I'll briefly look over them in a moment to see, if there was something going on, in these past couple of weeks that maybe corresponds to these zodiac signs. And it could mean nothing at all to you, right? But I just do like to mention them before I get. So we had Leo twice, Scorpio twice, Pisces, Capricorn, Aries, Taurus, and Aquarius. All right. Enough of that. Moving forward, back to your Lover's card in reverse position here, Cancer. So when we were talking about earlier about, feeling like maybe you're not able to trust, or you're worrying about trusting someone's loyalty or your own loyalty as far as this new beginning and this ending. With the Lovers in the reverse position, it does talk about not an equal give and take in energy in some type of partnership. Okay, so partnership can be romantic, the way the card is depicted when it's right side up, right? It could also be a work partnership. It could be a partnership with friends or family, or even if you are working on matters of self-love and learning to love yourself. It could be different parts of yourself, right? However you find yourself, identifying within those groups, the Lovers in reverse does talk about not an equal give and take. Something's out of balance here, okay? So it slows the energy down a little bit, but it doesn't last for long, because then literally your next card is the Wheel of Fortune in the right side up position here, Cancer. So this is, okay, now the wheel is changing, right? The seasons are changing. Luck is on your side. You see Jupiter here, all the planets, the moon, right? Okay. But this is really about passion, creativity, positive energy for momentum. So if there was a little bit of questioning someone's loyalty or your own, wanting to have an equal give and take within a partnership, then it's like by the end of that second week of November 29th, it maybe seems like even just the general astrology or general atmosphere starts to pick up and be more in your favor, which is always nice, right? All right. Now moving forward here, Cancer, your, let's see, seventh card is the Two of Swords in the reverse position. So when this card, came out when I was doing your shuffling, and it's followed by, the other cards surrounding it, and we'll get into that in just a moment. Sorry, I usually keep a little music on light in the background for the dogs, and it has commercials sometimes. But anyway, with this Two of Swords energy, it's like if the card was right side up, it would be trying to make a decision about something, merging your heart chakra with your intellect, what your brain is telling you and what your heart is telling you. When it's in the reverse position, it's like somebody, either you yourself here, Cancer, in this third week that we're talking about, which I believe is December 6th. Let me check to go through the calendar. Yeah, let's see, where did it go? Yeah, the third week is December 6th. So it could be that we're talking about this week, this past energy we're looking at the week of December 6th, that you yourself were not ready to merge your heart chakra with your brain, or there was still a bit of a lack of mental clarity in some way around a decision that you needed to make, okay, for some of you guys. For the majority of you, I really feel that that's what. And if you echo it back to your first card, right, both of these are swords in the reverse position. So a little bit of stagnant energy, slowing down of energy, wanting to find clarity around something that you still don't have clarity about. But with this card in particular, the Two of Swords in reverse position, it's really talking about not wanting to integrate that heart chakra with the head. Okay, so if it's not you yourself, Cancer, it could be the other person you're dealing with or multiple people, a general environment situation. Now, when it's following your eighth card here, this is also a very natural progression of energy as far as when we start at the beginning of your reading, where you have the next card, the Seven of Cups in the right side up position. This card speaks of having a lot of options, not sure where to take it, kind of daydreaming, or what is it called? Window shopping for the soul, dark night of the soul energy here with the Seven of the card in detail, but there is in each cup, and you see this Morgana-like figure, and she's showing the king all the different options he can make, but he hasn't made that option, right? And he hasn't done that either because he or she or they, right, or the general environment situation isn't integrating their heart chakra, and there's still a lack of mental clarity here. Okay, so there could be why there's a lot of options and not sure which path to take, and kind of asking some hard questions about what's going on with yourself and what's the next decision to make that's like with your soul, right? But some part of your soul or some part of your heart chakra is being left out here. Now, when we move forward to your ninth card, the last one in the first grouping of cards here, we have the Nine of Staves, also known as the Nine of Wands, in the right side up position. So this is your second nine. Remember, you also had Nine of Cups. Okay, so leveling up again, leveling up energy, right? But with this one, it's a little bit of an exhaustion period. Okay, so you see this African young man, and he's in the fields, right? And when you read about this card in this tarot deck, it talks about rites of passage, right? And so he's taking some kind of break here during this rite of passage that he's going on. And so it doesn't mean that you literally have to find yourself in a rite of passage, right? But it means that you're almost there. So if you are exhausted, it's okay to take a little bit of a break, but just don't give up. Okay, whatever it is, Cancer, don't give up because you're almost there. So, before we go forward here, I also want to talk about your confirmation card here, that your one card that confirms all these 9 cards, and then also what's on the top and the bottom of your deck here. So your confirmation card is the Page of Pentacles in the reverse position. Okay. And this is, again, energy that's confirming what we just went over as far as those first 3 weeks. With the Page of Pentacles in the reverse position, it's also another kind of false start energy that I was talking about with the Ace of Swords in the reverse position. Because pages also talk about communications, right? So there could have been this energy of a small communication not coming through, not being well received, or just didn't happen at all. It could have been a communication that you were going to give to someone, or someone was going to give to you, or multiple people were going to give to you, or you're going to give to multiple people, or the general environment situation. So the universe could have had a message for you, right? This new beginning, right? So you normally start with pages, knights, and kings. Okay, so page would be the smallest level. So a small communication, a small start, right? Starting from the bottom to then the top, okay? But it's in reverse. So it's that false energy, again, kind of confirmed by your first card, the Ace of Swords in reverse. Now, my spirit guides wanted me to talk to you about this Cancer along with what was on the top and the bottom of your deck, okay? So this here, these two cards are past energy. All right, so you have the Devil in the right side up position. That's that Capricorn energy. There's on the top of your deck. And then you have the Two of Staves this time in the reverse position, also known as the Two of Wands, okay, on the bottom of your deck here. So in the recent past, somebody could have been battling some type of addictions. Okay, and what are addictions? Obviously, they can be to drugs, alcohol, but it can also, and sex, right? All those things, but it could also be addictions to overworking. You can be addicted to literally anything, right? And if it's not you, Cancer, again, it could be the other person, a multiple general environment situation. Don't automatically take offense and say, oh, I'm not da da da. Take it how it fits, right? But the really interesting thing about this card, and hopefully you can see it in this deck, maybe not so much in this one, but there's a man and a woman chained. And what's really important is that the chain is open. There's a little part that's open. So this also talks about self-sabotaging energy. If it's not addictions, if it's not something out of balance, your animalistic side out too much, right? Just a little bit too wild in some way. If it's not those things, then it could be self-sabotaging energy in the recent past. But because of this energy in the recent past here, it kind of paved the way for the Two of Staves in the reverse position of saying, okay, where are my emotions? They might be all over the place because something is out of balance here. I'm going to slow down, do some people watching, ask for advice, not go, go, go momentum, but slow down before I make a decision. So it's like, again, this Devil Capricorn energy. And this is just a representation of Capricorn. The Devil card isn't always completely negative, right? Some people are like, oh, I'm a Capricorn and I'm not the devil. That's not, we're not going there. So we're going to just talk about what it means on the surface level as far as this reading. But we're going to put these together, right? With that Page of Pentacles in the reverse position, the other second false start, okay? So it's like this communication, this small beginning that wanted to come through from the universe to you, or from the universe to you, or from you to someone, or vice versa, right? But it could be that it just wasn't necessarily, as we know, the right time in that first week and a half. But then you had that Wheel of Fortune that came in and kind of got luck more on your side. But they kind of brought it back to the Two of Swords in reverse, right? You have 2 9s, 2 2s, right? So 4 could be a particular number as well of significance, right? But I really do feel that for you, the majority of you guys here, Cancer, this is telling you, right, that you have a reason to be exhausted by the end of this 9th card here with the 9 of Staves or 9 of Wands in the right side of position, right? So really needing the time to take care of your body, soul connection, spirit connection, right? Eating the right foods, getting enough sleep, drinking water, all those things, okay? Just as an example. But I feel that the more that you can get that energy balanced out to say, okay, I had a couple false starts, right? But it was for a reason, for me to clear out the past. and to find where my loyalties really were and looking for this equal give and take partnership, whatever it may be. And so then I was waiting for luck on my side, and then I had a lot of options, and then I was exhausted from all this growth that I was doing from balancing out these past energies of the devil energy of those addictions or animalistic side or self-sabotaging energy. Okay, that's kind of where I see the first grouping of cards here. But let's go forward because your story's not it's not over yet. It's never over, but you know what I mean. Okay, so we'll go ahead and call out these cards in order and then go from there. So you have the Seven of Staves, or also known as the Seven of Wands in reverse, the King of Sacred Circles, King of Pentacles right side up, Eight of Staves in reverse, the High Priestess in reverse, Prince of Swords right side up, the Emperor right side up, Ace of Sacred Circles right side up, Six of Sacred Circles right side up, and the Sun right side up. Okay. So if I had to just look at it from the basic viewpoint of this first 3 weeks, maybe were a little bit more rough. It looks like the second half, the last 2 weeks of December, and even the first week or so, or first 2 weeks of January, will have a lot of a more easy flow to it just based on the cards I mentioned. Okay. So let's get into it. So when we talk about, I just want to check the dates here. This first row, the first row of the second group, the fourth, oh my God, the first row of the second group, and is the fourth row, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. Hopefully you know what I'm saying. This is around the week of December 13th, okay? So that was last week, depending on when you're watching this or when I'm posting that. I'm posting this on the 20th. So we're talking about last week, December 13th through the 19th or so, okay? All right. Now, there is this Seven of Staves in the reverse position, and this kind of makes sense for me too when I was reading your cards, all right, as far as it following the Nine of Staves in the reverse position, because this is a little bit about I'm not ready yet to open and receive to the abundance of the universe in some way. I know it's not an easy card to get or an easy message, right, necessarily. But it's just for a moment in time. It's a passing of energy, right? Everything ebb and flows. So it looks like maybe following the Nine of Staves where you were exhausted, excuse me, and needing to take a break and you were almost wanting to give up. It's almost like here with this card, the Seven of Staves, it's like, yes, I've given up. It's in reverse. When it's normally right side up, you see this figure in this Egyptian temple and their arms are open and ready to receive and they're praying, right? So it's in reverse. So it's a little bit of blockage or stagnant energy here. And maybe it could just be, refueling your energy, right? Since it's following the exhaustion card of the Nine of Staves. Or it could be also, I'm not ready to go fully into this ending, new beginning yet, okay? But moving forward, and you do have, I think you only have one repeating card in this reading. Yes, you have one repeating card, and we'll talk about that right now. It's the King of Pentacles in the right side up position. So one is in, this is your, let's see, 9, 10, 11. 11th card, the King of Sacred Circles in the right side up position, also known as the King of Pentacles. And this is current energy from this past week, December 13th week. But then when we talk about it with also what is on the top and the bottom of your other deck here, this is the one with the yellow border. Okay, you have the Knight of Cups in the right side up position and the King of Pentacles again in the right side up position. And this is past energy. What is the past for you? Could be a couple days ago, hours, weeks, months, years, etc. However it resonates. But when we put it together with this repeating card, right? These are both the King of Pentacles. One has a slightly different name. It's cool to kind of see how the different artists depict the same energy. Okay, but this is a very grounding earth kind of energy. It could be an older masculine energy, right? We all have masculine and feminine inside of us, right? So it doesn't necessarily have to be a man here, right? But it is like I'm supported. I have all the tools that I need. I have people that can help me. People look up to me. They come to me for answers. I'm in a position of authority, right? This is the king we're talking about here. But when we talk about this as far as the past energy with this Knight of Cups going right next to it, remember this was on the top and this was on the bottom of the deck. This is like in the recent past, there could have been some, medium sized forward momentum, some type of offer that came through, or you were getting your priorities, your what is the way to say it? Your priorities, but also your emotional contentment, your emotional fulfillment with his cup, right? He's the king of cups. I'm sorry, the knight of cups. Okay, he's galloping on his horse through the waters here. He's confident, he's abundant, he's growing, okay, all those things. And then so is this king of pentacles. His throne is sitting, resting against a tree, right? Talking about being abundant. There's all this wheat around him and the tree behind him, all this growth energy. But there could have been this past, medium-sized communication or offer that came through to you, or you gave to someone, or a medium-sized offer offer from the universe that came in here, Cancer, that kind of maybe had you really thinking about the responsibilities of being of a position of higher authority, right? And the way that this card is depicted with this King of Sacred Circles or King of Pentacles, he's playing the drums, right? And in the background, there's a lightning strike, and there's some huts and just the forest behind him. But the lightning strike is symbolic to, the Tower card and the enlightenment energy that hits the crown chakra. He also, in this card, in this deck, talks about what he's passing on to the younger generation. So he kind of looks like this grandfather, Native American man, right, of a certain age with the white hair. So what are you passing on to the youth, right? Or people, not necessarily the youth, but people who are under you, who are looking up to you. So it's like the seriousness, taking on more serious energy here of some type of responsibility, or it could be you are trying to embody those qualities, or there's someone around you that is showing those leadership skills to you, and trying to have you manifest that for yourself as well. Now, when we put it together with your, what was this, 10, 11, 12th card, the 8 of Staves in the reverse position, this is saying that somebody's instincts are off. The timing is off here, okay? Because when we talk about the 8 of Staves in the right side up position, all these wands and staves are coming in really fast. And they're kind of like surprising and shocking the birds, right? It's communication, blah, 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 okay? But when it's in reverse, it's like it's stalled, it's stagnant, it wasn't received well. Somebody's instincts about sending a communication were off, or it wasn't the right timing, something like that, okay? Now, when it follows, or when it, sorry, not when it follows, but when the High Priestess is following this 8 of Staves in reverse, it's like, yes, not only was someone instincts off in that week, it could be you yourself, the other person, multiple people, or everybody, right? Depending on what the astrology was. When we think back to, since this is in that fourth row, we did have the full moon starting on the night of the 18th. Okay, so technically we're still in that week there. Okay, so full moon obviously makes any emotions going on seem more heightened, or can be more intense, right? Some people, depending on what's going on, they get energized by the full moon. Some people get really depleted, right? But I'm just saying that could have something to do with the general astrology, okay? But it really just depends, since it is a general reading. But when you put this, somebody's instincts are off, and then bam, the next card, the 13th card, is the High Priestess in the reverse position. It's like, oh, someone's intuition is also off. Someone's creativity is also off. Someone's feminine energy is off, okay? So, that could be just what was maybe the way that it went down, right? And it could be a reminder, right? I do believe that, most things happen for a reason, even if it's not comfortable or pleasant to go through. It usually helps us in some way before we move into the next thing, right? We have to sometimes learn our lessons in some way. Okay. So it will resonate for you guys in different ways here. But with the high priestess in the reverse position, and that is some Pisces kind of Scorpio energy here. Could be you're dealing with some of those signs or have a lot of that in your chart, or they do, etc. Okay. But it's almost like with the high priestess too in the reverse position, she is holding a scroll normally. So it's about knowledge and having access to knowledge and making plans for the future. That's also in reverse a little bit. So maybe there was some information here that again didn't come through with the Eight of Staves in the reverse position, that communication that didn't come through or wasn't understood the way that it was supposed to be understood. But then, thank God, here we go, Cancer. Your 14th tarot card in this fifth row here is the Prince of Swords in the right side up position. So here is this young prince, and he's meditating with his sword. He has his emotions in a controlled place with the water in the background, and his eyes are closed. So he's in that meditative state of knowing that the sword is a weapon, but also a tool, right? And he has that mental clarity and the peace of mind that maybe somebody was really trying to understand something and the communication was off, the knowledge or whatever the communication wasn't received the way it was supposed to be for a brief, maybe couple of days, right? But then it starts to come through more maybe as the full moon dissipates a little bit. We do have the winter solstice happening tomorrow, depending on when you're watching this reading. Okay. So that is the longest night of the year, right? And so it's all about going within, and yes, we, the spirits and I, when I did some of the other readings for this time frame, I was talking about how not only does the astrology tie in with this time of year, but when we talk about the end of one calendar year and the new year being around the horizon, right, that some of the stuff that we go through tends to be a little bit of this energy of, okay, this is the end of the year. What did I learn? What do I want to bring with me? What do I want to leave behind? That kind of energy, okay, could also be there as well. But now moving forward to your, where are we at? 13, 14, wait, sorry, let me go back. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15th tarot card is the Emperor in the right side up position. And there's that Aries energy we mentioned at the beginning as well. Okay, so this is owning and stepping into your power. If you think about it, right, you had, as your repeating card, you had those King of Pentacles twice, right? This is the Emperor, okay? So it's another kind of king, royal energy, a person of a position of authority, okay? And also really quickly, I forgot to mention that when you have a repeating card, usually most tarot decks, if they don't say otherwise, have like 72 cards in them. So that's 1 in 72 chances that it's going to come out twice. And I shuffle and cut my deck several times. So that's a particular message from Spirit when the same card comes out twice. Okay, I forgot to say that earlier. So moving forward, or going back to what we were talking about here, Cancer, with the Emperor in the right side up position, it's like you're now able to see at the end of the week of December 20th, the week that we just started, right? December 20th, today being Monday, depending on when you're watching, going through December 26th, okay, is that Emperor energy. So it could start in the middle of the week and then go towards the end of the week. It really just depends. But it's like, yes, now I can see something from a higher perspective. He does have the bird sitting on top of his ankh, right by his side. There also is this balancing of masculine and feminine energies here with the 2 rams on each side, right? And so he's stepping into his power. He's worked really hard to get there. He might be a little stern and set in his ways, a little bit defensive, right? When we talk about Aries energy, that's Mars energy. but it is for momentum, it is progress, it is support, right? He's sitting on his throne, his back is supported, he's got the chair that he can rest his back on, right? And so it could be that you find yourself here, Cancer, the end of the week that we're in now, till about December 26th or so. You feel more support around you. You feel like you have more power within yourself and your own leadership qualities, if that's something that you want to do, or you're just able to see things from a large perspective. And this really opens up the last three beautiful, beautiful cards here in your reading here, Cancer. You have the Ace of Sacred Circles, the Six of Sacred Circles, and the Sun, right? It's like bam, 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 like beautiful, okay? It's so nice to see. And this could be that week of December 27th till about January 2nd or so, okay? So here is the Ace of Sacred Circles, all right? So this is, gifts from the divine coming in and giving you a new beginning, okay? Giving you positive energy, forward momentum. Also, the buffalo spirit here is really small on the right-hand side of the drum here. So the buffalo represents the power, the raw energy and power of the buffalo, okay? But it's like the sacred Native American animal, okay, for confidence, for power, okay? I'm trying to think what else a buffalo would mean, in a particular way, how it could help you move forward. But yeah, I mean, if you see a large animal running towards you like that, like you're gonna move out the way. So it's like this beautiful energy that comes in from the divine, bringing gifts from the universe, helping you with your talents, and just bringing this forward momentum, like bam, bam, like clearing, clearing, paving the way. Just so beautiful, okay? You can also look up, like the Native American symbolism of the buffalo to get more insight into it, because I can't remember offhand exactly all the different meanings of the buffalo, okay? But then you have the Six of Sacred Circles here. Okay, Six of Pentacles, and this is really beautiful energy, all right, of slowly stacking your abundance. And you see this kind of winter scene here, and there's these little tiny like bags that are different colors, almost like the chakra colors, that are tied to this tree here and the full moon in the background, okay? But this is also, when you talk about this energy, it can be sharing of gifts, giving back to others. So when we give back to others, it doesn't just mean, oh, I have money and want to help this person with money. A lot of times it could be that once you find yourself in this kind of flow state here, where you're really stepping into your leadership roles, or you're feeling more in your power, you're feeling more supported and all this forward momentum, it could be that now someone says, can you help me carry my groceries up the stairs, if it's an elderly person, or if it's a younger person that is learning something that you know how to do, you take the time to help them learn how to do something. So let's just talk about giving back. So when you have a certain amount of abundance, it's only 6 pentacles or 6 sacred circles. It's not 10, right? But it's, the more that you give back, the universe will respond in kind, right? It will come back to you. It's like paying it forward kind of energy here. All right, but it's really also about balance, okay, with the 6, the number 6 there. Now moving forward into your last card in the main deck here, because we still have to talk about your confirmation card really quickly. But you have the Sun here, Cancer, as your 18th card, the brightest card in the tarot deck. Look at that. All right, and there's that Leo energy I mentioned before. Okay, so this is youthful energy, this is passion, this is creativity, this is enlightenment, spiritual downloads, revelations. Oh, now I finally understand. Aha moments, I understand. And you see this kind of Egyptian pyramid in the middle, and there's kind of some Egyptian-like stuff on the sides. I can't tell. One looks like a scarab and the Eye of Ra, and I don't know what the other one is. But anyway, it's just like this energy beam that's going up out of the pyramid, right? Okay, the light that's coming out here. And it's so beautiful. And it's just like all of this beautiful, youthful energy, creative energy, abundant energy, whatever, right? Abundance isn't just money, it's whatever you want to manifest in your life, okay? And so I feel like you've worked really hard to get to this, okay? So hopefully you will enjoy this period, right? This ending of the year and new beginning, new year on the horizon. Now, real quickly, I did want to talk about your tarot confirmation card. You have the Eight of Pentacles here in the right side up position. Okay, and now this card is confirming the second group, the second section of 9 cards that we just went over, okay? So you see this little scribe dude, and he's working really hard. He's making his pentacles, he's inscribing them, right? And then you see this cat kind of on the ground laying beside him, and he's outside, and there's a bird in the bird bath, and then just like this really nice chill energy, right? So excuse me, this talks about work ethic, right? He's putting in all these long, hard hours at something. And that's kind of like what we've just talked about is like you put in all this energy on not only yourself here, Cancer, or the person you're dealing with, general environment situation has, but it's like understanding your worth too, right? Like being able to delegate tasks if you need to, if you're certainly if you are in a leadership position, but also knowing your worth, being honest with yourself, right? Am I working enough? Am I overworking, or is it just right? Okay, and that could be, like a particular theme that's just like running in the background of your mind during these last 3 weeks or so here. But really, really beautiful here, Cancer. Please feel free to let me in the comments down below know if you feel like it. You don't have to, if this resonated for you or not, but hopefully it will because it's just so beautiful. And again, if you want to check out the photo, I just take one photo at the end of all the cards here up close. That will be in the description box below. Just follow the instructions there on how to get to my Facebook page where I post it. All right, now real quickly too, that is what we have as far as your tarot, but you do, oh my God, I can't talk anymore. You do have 2 oracle cards here as well, okay? So your first oracle message, your love oracle message, whether you're watching for romantic love or platonic love with friends and family or self-love or all of the above, okay? It is attraction, and this woman is smelling these flowers, and it says you attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. All right, so that's pretty self-explanatory for the romantic side. And then also when you enjoy your life in the present moment and you're fully there, other people will pick up on that energy, and your friends and family or even strangers, right, will pick up on that energy and respond to it with their own joy, or even just smiling or nodding or whatever you want to say. And also the same thing can be applied to self-love, right? So you attract more love in abundance in general, all forms of love, by enjoying this moment, this present moment more fully. All right. Now, your second and last oracle card here. Hopefully, I will be pronouncing this right. More like turn here and get ready. Okay, so this is this new set of oracle cards that my dear friend got me. So beautiful. This is the Kalima oracle deck with Elena Fairchild as the author. And I want to shout out the artist I always forget. Artwork by Jimmy Manton. Okay, so I don't know if you can see, but it's some pretty badass stuff going on here. All right, so the card that you got is Moksha, Moksha, Moksha of Kali, and it's like this really beautiful flower here. Hopefully I am saying that right. So I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'll just read a little bit here. And this is a meditation for you guys that may resonate with this time frame or even beyond, okay? It says, Moksha of Kali, her passionate desire for your liberation is unflagging, and so your relief shall come swiftly. She is speaking to you from within. She is the voice of reassurance. Can you hear her? Do you trust her? Soon you will see things in a better light. You're going to be liberated from the struggle you are currently experiencing. Be true to yourself and your life path, and you will attract the way forward as obstacles disappear. Do not turn away, for you are destined to overcome all opposition, bringing your sacred path to fruition. Okay, this totally made me think of, side note, your fourth card in the first group of cards, the Princess of Staves, when we were talking about that dog in reverse, right? When we were talking about loyalty. And one of the questions she just said for this meditation said, can you hear her, the Mushka of Kali? Can you trust her, right? Talking about loyalty and trust. So it's really saying trust yourself. If you can't trust others, hear Cancer in some way, always trust your intuition, right? All right, so a little bit more and then we'll see what else it says. So Moshka is a Sanskrit term meaning freedom in the sense of complete self-actualization and spiritual liberation. It refers to the attainment of enlightenment and is considered the final release from involuntary suffering. Yes. So, yeah, I mean, you could put it together also with the High Priestess in reverse. And then the sun at the end, right? Having that enlightenment, liberation moment, moment. I can't talk. Having the liberation moment, right? Of saying, oh, I finally understand something. I'm having a revelation about something. I'm getting a spiritual download. I'm enlightened about something now because I'm getting more in touch with my intuition, or getting back reacquainted with my intuition. All right, let's see what else it says real quickly. Dark Night of the Soul. It talks about that. And what did you have that? You had that here as well. The Seven of Cups as your eighth card in the first group, right? So it says here, many mystics report dark nights of the soul, a struggle with negativity, suffering, and pain of various kinds that last for a long time. They are not failing on their spiritual path. They are at an advanced level. They are willing to engage with other struggles because of their great love for truth, the light, for the divine, and whatever form resonates for their hearts. Higher love is the power that fuels muska. It fuels the release from suffering. It is the spiritual juice to keep doing the inner work, to seek the path through and refuse to give up, even if we are still figuring out what our perseverance is going to look like. Okay. All right. So, very interesting. And then there has a little bit of a prayer here, and then we'll end. All right. So this is the invocation ritual prayer to get more into this energy here. So it says, Kalima, goddess of enlightenment, wisdom, and grace, you are the beginning and the end. You are beyond this journey, beyond suffering, beyond all experience. Let's see if I say this right. Kalima Narodha Shakti, Naroha de Shakti. You will still the incessant fluctuations of being and bring peace. I call upon your wisdom to break the cycles that need to be broken. You are absolute and the completion. That's beautiful. Say that again. You are absolute and the completion. I rest in you, Kalima, for the spiritual benefit of all beings. Ja Ma Kali. All right. So very nice. So there's a whole section on this. I just try to do a little bit. So if you want to look more into it, you can look up the Kalima Oracle cards by Elena Fairchild, and then look up number 39. I hope I'm saying that right. Mushka of Kali. Okay, if you want to get more into it. But how beautiful is that artwork? All right. So that is your reading for this time period, you guys. Thank you guys so much, as always, for your energy. The table's like creaking right there. For your likes, for your shares. It really does help the channel, and it's a free way to spread the message. Um, and if you've already subscribed, thank you so much. And if you want to, it is free. All you have to do is click on the bottom bell icon on the right and make sure that it is blue and active, and it'll just notify you when I put out new readings. So yes, so tomorrow is a holiday for me, but hopefully, depending on my schedule, towards the end of the day, I'll be coming back with Leo and the rest of the signs as the energy flows. So I haven't forgot about the rest of the signs if you want to join us there for those videos too. But yeah, you guys take care and I will see you later. All right, and happy holidays. Okay, bye.